It is Stugotz and Company Live. TBob Hebert is going to join us coming up in about 15 minutes. Excited for that. He is fresh off a trip into the deep woods of Michigan because he's TBob. Terrell Davis going to join us as well in hour 2. Aaron Schatz going to join us as well. So I have fully shifted my focus here, guys, after the World Cup to football. I don't know where you guys are at. I am knee-deep in fantasy football magazines. I am starting to put bets in. I am doing everything because it is football time and training camp opened up today. What an exciting time, huh?
Welcome to it, Stugotz. I've been here for months.
Have you? Taylor, have you arrived yet? I'm wondering if Taylor has arrived yet because he focuses a bit on college football. He's ready for North Carolina. I'm not certain he's ready for the NFL. Yeah?
No, and especially I dig my heels in on I'm not a fantasy football guy, so you guys are doing all the magazines and the previews right now and trying to figure out where Travis Etienne is in your running back rankings.
Yeah.
None of that does it for me.
Third round for me.
I'm just trying to figure out where he is.
If you guys need fantasy, this is a message to anybody out there. If you need fantasy football to get you excited for football,
yeah.
Check your pulse, because football does it for me.
Yes. Put it on the poll. If you need fantasy football to get excited for football, should you check your pulse?
Now, can I get excited for fantasy football while also still just being excited for football?
That message wasn't to you then. That message is to the guy.
Fair enough. I'm just checking.
That message is to the guy at the bar who is constantly reminding you, oh, I have Mike Evans. Mike Evans is my wide receiver, too. I really need a big day from Mike Evans today. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, buddy, I don't even want to talk to you right now, and especially if you're going to be talking to me about your fantasy football team.
He was WR3 for me last year. I won a title. How about that? Yeah. Well, go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, listen, I'd be excited. I'm excited about Mike Evans too, but I'm also like, with that left guard play, I'm not sure they're going to be able to get the ball as much as they want.
Mikey, you know what's going on here? Taylor does not realize because he's a fan of the world champion New York Knicks. He doesn't realize what it's like to be a fan of such a lousy team like the New York Jets. That sometimes your fantasy team just gets you more excited than the actual team you've been rooting for your entire life who was giving you nothing. At least my fantasy team has bared fruit. I won it last year. Mike Evans, WR3. How about that?
North Carolina would like a word.
I grew up a Jets fan, too. I just gave them up.
All right. Well, I wish I had. What is going on? I can't believe this. It's I've been doing this for 20-plus years now. And it's the first time I've asked any staff before the show, hey, what do you guys want to start with? This is the first time this has happened. And both the guys here, Taylor and Mikey A, both responded almost at the same time. The Bucs. What is going on in Tampa Bay that makes them so interesting that you guys wanted to start the show there today?
So the vibes right now in Tampa Bay just feel very off right now.
Yeah.
Where they lost two franchise icons this past offseason. Levante David retires after 14 seasons. Mm-hmm. Mike Evans signs with the San Francisco 49ers. Now the Bucs and quarterback Baker Mayfield are expected to end contract extension talks, and the plan is for Mayfield to play this season on the final year of his contract, and then he's set to become a free agent in March. And then you have Vita Vea, who is a staple in Tampa Bay, requesting a trade. And he's somebody who appeared in all 17 games last season.
Yep.
His numbers will never do his game justification because of his impact stuffing the run and just getting quarterback pressures. Like, if you're just judging Vita Vea off the sack totals you get, you're doing it wrong because Vita Vea's impact goes well beyond the box score.
This from Next Gen Stats. You guys said you wanted to start with the Bucs, therefore I did some research. There are two players with at least 50 pressures from the nose tackle spot over the last 3 combined seasons. Dexter Lawrence with 68, Vita Vea with 62. How about that?
That's a good stat.
Yeah, you like that little research, huh? You guys want to talk Bucs? I'm here for it, yeah?
The Vita Vea... The people who say Vita Vea isn't that good are the same people that Taylor was talking about earlier that are just excited about their fantasy team. Anybody who knows anything about football and watches the Bucs knows Vita Vea makes that defense go.
Yeah. It's one thing to say you want out. It's another thing to say, and I'm not certain he has the power to do this, but he is trying to pick where it is he wants to play. He wants to go back to his home state of California or maybe Las Vegas because it's close to California, I'm assuming. So Vita Vea, he's a great player. He's 31 years old. He's in the final year of a contract. I'm not certain he can call his shots, can he? I mean...
If he just keeps saying, I'm not going to play,
right,
then you kind of back him into a corner, and then it's like, if push comes to shove, will Vita Vea actually sit out? Because right now, he's been a hold-in during mandatory minicamp where he's showing up, but he's just not participating. We'll see if that changes as you get to training camp when Tampa Bay has to report. But if you're looking at the possible destinations of where he could go with the California or Vegas, obviously you have the Raiders, and then you have the Chargers, the Rams, the 49ers. I'll say it right now.
Yep.
If he goes to the Rams, I might be done with the NFL.
I might quit football. Put it on the poll. If Vita Vea winds up an L.A. Ram, will you quit football? I'm with. I'll still play my fantasy team, though. I mean,
you'll be glued to every single game to watch that Rams team, and you both are lying to yourselves by saying you'll quit football. You will be so excited to watch those games.
It seems like a pointless exercise if they're going to be that good. It does. I mean,
yeah, but to Mikey's point, this is kind of like when people were saying it with the Colin Kaepernick, the kneeling stuff. Like, I'm done watching the NFL, and it's like you're looking at the NFL's numbers, and the viewership keeps going up.
Right.
And I don't think anybody that actually says they're going to quit the NFL actually quits the NFL, because once Sunday 1 p.m. rolls around, I'm locked in.
Just Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders. That's it. And why? Because they played in that hellhole.
I got another spot for Vita Vea, and it's not West Coast, but it could be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
What if they use him to replace Dexter Lawrence with the New York Giants?
Right. Well,
I mean, John Harbaugh's always had that big presence in the middle, Haloti Ngata.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that's a young up-and-coming team.
Yeah.
Veteran presence on the defensive line. I like that.
Yeah, but now you're going from a team that was a playoff team a year ago to a team that wasn't in the playoffs, was far from the playoffs, also far from where he wants to live in L.A. So, I mean.
Yeah, but he's not leaving the Bucs because they're not going to be good. He's leaving them because of money.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
This is like Myles Garrett in Cleveland, where Myles Garrett was doing this whole thing saying, I want out of Cleveland, and the second they paid him, Myles Garrett did play an extra year in Cleveland. Yeah.
Right, yes. I'm just saying, you present Vita with, New York Giants as your destination, it's going to be Vita Nea. How about that? I mean, that was a terrible joke. I went a long way to set myself up for an awful, terrible joke, and I'm ashamed of myself. I am.
So,
anyway.
Mikey, with Vita Vea to the Giants, does it make sense for the Giants? I think it does, because you have this quarterback in Jackson Dart on a rookie deal. This is your window to get high-profile guys that you think can put your team over the edge. Where I get pushback when it comes to the Giants is you had Dexter Lawrence, and you chose not to pay Dexter Lawrence. So now you're going to pay an older version of Dexter Lawrence?
Right, good point.
Well, you also got a first-round pick. You also got a first-round pick for Dexter Lawrence, and you were able to, and I think Dexter Lawrence makes a lot more money than Vita Vea will.
So what is going on with Baker, by the way? Because I have been watching, do you guys watch the quarterback show on Netflix? Do you guys watch that at all? I'm getting ready for football. So
that does nothing for me.
Yes.
Really? Because what it does for me is it forces me to like guys that I thought I would never like, because it humanizes them. Because you get to see them in family situations, right? You get to see them interact with their children, interact with their families, interact with their wives. And I got to tell you, first off, just based off of this show, Cam Ward going to the Hall of Fame, okay?
That I agree with.
I am telling you that right now. Joe Flacco is everything you thought Joe Flacco was and more. I mean, he's not Joe Cool. He used to be Joe Cool. I mean, I don't want to... He's not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Let me just say that, all right? And Baker Mayfield, I have fallen in love with. I have fallen in love with Baker Mayfield. What a great father.
That's on the top of his resume?
It is for me now, after watching this
Baker
show.
Mayfield, father.
Yes. I mean, this guy cares about his kids. He does. And his family. He's a great man. I love him. I wish he was a Jet.
So what it sounds like when it comes to Baker Mayfield's contract is there was just no progress being made, and both sides are looking at each other saying, we are content with you just playing out this year, and then if you want to test free agency at the end of the season, we could try to work out another deal. For me, when I'm seeing all the turmoil right now in Tampa Bay, and you're looking at the odds, they're still the favorites to win the NFC South, and I think that's more of just an indictment on how bad the NFC South is. Mm-hmm. The Buccaneers right now, it feels like they're just going to go down with the Todd Bowles ship, and Todd Bowles really hasn't given you much reason to believe that's the right call. Where I wanted to ask you guys this. Now that we're armed with some bit of hindsight, the Bucs go 10-7 in 2024. They win the NFC South. They lose by 3 in the wild card round to the Commanders. Liam Cohn is their OC. Liam Cohn would leave that January for the Jaguars head coaching job. If you could give the Bucs a do-over, do they fire Todd Bowles right then and promote Liam Cohn from within?
Wow.
Wow. Great question.
It is a great question. Todd Bowles, I mean, seems like he has the same record every single year, and it seems like the expression on his face never changes, and it seems like he just never gets fired. I mean,
I think you have to. I mean, knowing what Liam Cohen has done with Jacksonville, and I mean, I never. When the Jets hired Robert Saleh, I said when we interviewed him on this show, I would run through a wall for that guy. I'm not sure Todd Bowles could get me to run through a wet paper bag. He's just so monotone and so sullen and just kind of like, well, we did a good job. But for some reason, they're always in contention with him. But
yeah.
I'd have fired him.
Are they in contention because of Todd Bowles, or are they in contention with Todd Bowles?
I think what Taylor's saying is they're in contention because that division is so lousy. If their coach was any good, they would run away with that division every single year based on their talent, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I mean, and you feel like Liam Cohen, if he had the job, he would be the guy that would do that, correct?
If Liam Cohen was in Tampa Bay, we would be talking about Tampa Bay today as like potential Super Bowl contenders, I think.
Are we doing that with Jacksonville? Because that's where Liam Cohen is. So,
well,
yeah,
we just don't love Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
I think that's where we kind of fall out of there.
So you're saying put Liam Cohen with Baker Mayfield, and then you have something. Vita Vea wouldn't be asking to leave. I mean,
yeah, Vita Stea.
Stea, yes, he got the joke. TBob next. Our buddy TBob is with us. He was in the deep woods of Michigan on vacation because, of course, he was. He's TBob. Check him out every morning. Wake Up Barstool. You can check him out on TV. You can check him out on the podcast, wherever you get your podcast. How was the trip to Michigan, my friend?
So not exactly vacation. Not a vacation. So it was it was a church camp, daddy-daughter retreat.
Oh, nice.
So I have recently started attending a mega church, which I never really thought back in January. I never really thought I would. But I like the messages, right? It appeals to me, whatever, right? I understand all this thing, but it's cool. It's cool. But they've had this camp for 50 years up in the deep Upper Peninsula of Michigan woods. I'm talking it was like an 8-hour drive from Chicago, 6 hours down dirt roads in the fucking woods to get there. GPS doesn't work, having to use handwritten directions.
Wow.
And you got to get there by boat then at the end, okay? Mm-hmm. And we're talking off the grid. No running water, no electricity, no service whatsoever.
So how long have you traveled before you get to the boat? Just
about 8 hours.
Okay, wow. Jesus.
Now, the boat ride's only a couple minutes. Boat ride takes you across the river and up the river a little bit.
Okay, got it.
And then there's this random camp. But the whole point of it, it's a daddy-daughter camp. So the whole point is you bring one kid. You're not allowed to bring multiple kids. You bring one kid and you spend 4 days fully present, learning about God, learning your kid, one-on-one time. Bro, it was the best 4 days of my fucking life.
Wow.
I have never felt so loved than I did by my 8-year-old daughter. We are so and of course your daughter, you're already close.
Yes.
If you're a dad out there listening to this, and I'm sure it doesn't have to be church, whatever. There's got to be something near you that's similar. I could not recommend enough taking just one kid and doing this. I can't wait. I got 2 little ones. When they get older, we're going to go. It was unreal, dude. It was unreal. Also, being unplugged, no service or anything for 4 days, no internet for 4 days.
The greatest.
That feels pretty fucking good, dude.
Yes.
I'm not like, and it led to a very funny moment where there was a climbing tower, and at the top of the climbing tower, you could get service. So about day 3, me and my daughter went to the top and went to call her mom, check in at home and everything. And her mom gives me the news, and my wife gives me the news that LeBron had signed in Philadelphia.
That's how you heard. Wow.
Then I just like Moses from the top of the mountain. I descend down and I walk into the cafeteria.
You had the goods.
I say,
yes.
My fellow fathers, dads, I
Stone
have
tablets.
news.
Yes.
I have news from the mountaintop. LeBron has signed in Philadelphia. And everybody's like freaking out. Everybody's talking about, oh my God, no way, chopping it up. It was one of the funnier life experiences I have ever had being the bearer of the news.
Mikey, I got to be honest. It sounds like TBob regrets he had to return from the trip.
I mean,
a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. I would say this. It's a bit of both, right?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. You're so connected. It's so great. That said, tiny ass cabin, no AC or anything. It's cold at night, hot during the day. The mosquitoes there are unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've been shitting in porta potties and pissing in the woods for days now. For showers, you would pump the water out. And then you would fill up this thing that was heated by a fireplace. You then pour the hot water into a bucket and hang it from the ceiling and like get underneath it. So very fun. But by the end of 3 days, I was ready to get back to my bed and a pillow and running water. Like the first time that I hit a restaurant and the toilet flushed, I didn't want to leave.
Right.
I was just scrolling YouTube shorts and they kicked me out.
It sounds an awful lot like a trip to Vegas. Like it's 4 days, you don't know where you are. You come out and you're like, oh my God, it's back to reality.
Yes.
I kind of smell.
Right.
It's a little bit,
In
and
many
it's the perfect
ways,
amount of time.
Yeah.
In many ways, it is like the complete inverse. Because instead of just like, because you're right, like core feeling the same, but instead of hedonism, it's all like good, like soul-filling stuff. So yes, it is like, you know how you have like a negative image where like all the colors are flipped? Yes, Vegas is like the negative version of this. Vegas is fun. Get it out in your 20s, guys, whatever you got.
Yeah.
And then when you have kids, look forward to this because again, it's awesome. And now I can't wait for other kids, dude. You get to know these kids, man, in such a way.
Yes.
So cool.
If you want to go to a place with your kid where you can be disconnected, but you don't have to deal with the woods and all that stuff, you have bathrooms and everything, just go to Augusta. I mean, there you go. I mean, 4 days. Yes, 4 days.
It has made me, I mean, that's definitely like a bucket list item, but it has made me really appreciate anywhere where like a no cell phones rule or something is in place. It's just so nice, dude. It's just so we don't realize how much of a fucking and like my kids don't have phones, so like they haven't been infected by the algorithm yet. They're still pretty pure. My brain at this point is just fucking mush. But you know what I did bring?
What?
I brought my college football preview magazines and my NFL preview magazines. So when I was in the porta potty or during some of the downtime, I'm reading.
Yes.
I'm establishing the foundation of knowledge.
Yes.
And then the takes are starting to bubble up out of the ether.
Oh, I love it. We'll get to your takes in just a second. What restaurant did you go to? Did you eat at that restaurant or you just used their bathroom?
No, we did eat at it. We ate it on the way up and the way down. It's called the Three Seasons Cafe in Manistee, Michigan.
Right.
It just a little roadside diner on the side of the lake. We stopped there on a whim because they had a bear statue out front. You know, and so we sit down to order the dinner on the way up there. And I can't remember. I just got some dinner food. My daughter loves steak. She got a fucking 12-ounce ribeye.
That a girl?
And it's a shitty diner steak, and she took down the entire thing.
Yes.
Absolutely loved it.
Yes. All right.
Absolutely loved it.
That is so good. So you climb this tower to call your wife, and she tells you, LeBron James, I love the visual of this, you in the middle of the woods, climbing a tower with your daughter, your 8-year-old daughter, to call mom to say hi, and mom reveals that LeBron is signed in Philadelphia, and what is your reaction on top of the tower?
I was shocked, dude. I mean, I didn't think – so we have a bunch of Philly guys here at work, and we're always fucking with him because they were like trying to say it's like I didn't think they had a chance.
Right.
I thought this story was going to be one of the homecomings, either Cleveland or Miami But kind of throughout the entire thing, we did say that in terms of championship relevance, Philly made the most sense.
Of course.
Which, to be fair, LeBron sat there and told us that, like, that's kind of what. Well, maybe it's more clear in retrospect now.
Yes.
My question to you would be this. So at first I'm like, all of a sudden I think the first thing you do is you run through the starting lineup, right? And you're like, oh, okay, whoa, dude, that's kind of a fucking squad a little bit. My question would be this. I guess it's twofold. First, do we take LeBron at his word? Are we dealing with an evolved LeBron? Is this someone who really doesn't care about the money? Doesn't care about like the friends or family or anything? I wonder, like, does he not care about the front office?
Right.
Like, is he willing to take a back seat in the front office and let them make the decisions? And is he willing to be that kind of support role veteran player that is going to try to help them get over the championship hump? And then I stole this off of Twitter, or one of my producers did, and I'm stealing it from him.
That's okay.
Yep. Who gets announced last?
Right.
The game.
Yes.
Wow. Who comes out last, dude?
I mean, first game, it's got to be LeBron, I would think, right? I mean.
I would think first game, yes.
Yes.
But past first game.
Wow. That is a great question.
I know, dude.
It's because Embiid thinks it should be Embiid. Jaylen Brown went there, so it would be Jaylen Brown, and now LeBron's here. I think it's going to be LeBron every single time, and it probably should be, you know?
And then, like, Maxey might be the best out of all of them.
Right, but he's going first.
And then
yes.
Edgecombe's still there, dude. And he's getting chilled. And the Jaylen Brown thing is interesting, too, because Jaylen, very much on the record as having talked shit about Joel Embiid after they knocked the Celtics out.
Right.
Very much on the record as having talked shit about Bronny when he was saying, this is a G League guy, got caught courtside and everything. And we just had Tatum over the weekend talking about that basketball camp he was at, talking about how there's no worse guy in the room than the guy that thinks he knows everything, to which I think it's like 100% in my opinion that he's talking about Jaylen Brown there. So it is a fascinating dynamic in Philadelphia.
I think it's a very quick, in terms of how they announce this team, it's Edgecombe and it's very quick, and he's first, right? And then it's Maxey, and then it's Embiid, and then it's Jaylen Brown. Holy bleep, they're good. And then it's LeBron James, you know?
The king.
I think that's the order in which you have to do it. A more mature LeBron, I think the proof is in the pudding in terms of he was willing to take less. He took less. I mean, he's playing for $4 million a year. I think he saw an opportunity that he didn't think was going to be available to him, and that opportunity is, hey, I could just slot myself into this Philadelphia team, and I can win a fifth and maybe a sixth championship, and why not? And so good for LeBron. He made the right decision for the right reasons. That's all.
Do you think he's... I mean, and that is something that I think it's so easy to gloss over, and I'm not entirely sure why. But it really is worth, and you know what, I think I do know why, but it really is worth taking a second to appreciate how rare this choice is, right?
Yes.
Like, for a guy to actively take that much less money than he is worth, and to have his kind of sole pursuit be the team. And I'm going to be interested to see how it translates on the court and kind of what he views his role as. But I think the reason why we gloss over it is probably just because he has like so much money that to the average person you're like, well, what the fuck, dude?
Yes.
Like, it does, like, $4 million or $50 million actually doesn't matter to him.
Yes, well,
he's not like all these other guys sitting around like, well, $100 million's not actually $100 million. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck, like, what are we doing, guys? Read the fucking room. Hyperinflation. Everybody's fucking struggling, and you fucking chuckle fucks are sitting here with a microphone in front of your face. $100 million isn't actually $100 million. Suck my dick on behalf of just an average American.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay. We also forget in some tangential way, he'll be making money off of Nick Nurse, who's a client of Clutch Sports, and he'll be making money off of Maxey as well. I mean, the guy's got it figured out.
Hey, the Stugotz is strong in him.
Yes.
He's done. Also, there's almost like conspiracies that like Michael Rubin is maybe like, you know, who knows how much he paid him for Fanatics Fest, and he used to be a minority owner at Philly. But I mean, I don't really, again, I don't think, I don't find it too hard to believe that money not the biggest motivating factor for LeBron at this point. He's firmly in legacy mode. as a Knicks fan, are they better than the Knicks?
So this is funny because man, I didn't know what it was going to what it was going to feel like when I arrived at this place of the Knicks winning a championship. But I got to tell you, I am sitting back and I am laughing and I am enjoying and I am yawning because look at what all these teams are trying to do to catch our team. And I got to be honest with you, that feels fantastic. It really does. So whether or not they're better than the Knicks, I don't care. I got my title, TBob. I'm good. When I say I'm good for the remainder of time, I am good for the remainder of time as it relates to the Knicks. So,
no, I mean that's a great point.
Yes,
that's a great point.
right,
Like
yes.
you have the full belly
Yes.
of a championship season.
Yes.
I've experienced that with LSU, where like the next year you're just playing with house money.
Right.
Nothing matters.
Right.
You don't feel like your heart and soul's on the line every single Saturday. You're just kind of hanging out, getting drunk, having fun.
Right.
The I think this is kind of fascinating, though, is that the great strength of the Knicks is that they are that classic whole is the greater than the sum of its parts sort of team that we love to celebrate and champion.
Chemistry.
Whereas Philly are just like a bunch of the great parts just thrown in a bag and you got to like make it work. And so watching that dynamic, because I think Philly will struggle early on.
Yep.
But if they hit their stride or they find a way and they get health luck and everything, then, God, that could be just a titanic series in the East.
It's going to be fantastic if we get to an Eastern Conference Finals of Sixers and Knicks. People forget about this with the Heat. If anyone can pull it off, it's LeBron. He's been there. He's done it. But that Heat team in its first season with Wade, LeBron, and Bosh started 9-8. We wanted to fire the coach. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's you had Bumpgate with LeBron bumping into Spo. There was all kinds of things going on. And then obviously they figured it out, went to 4 straight NBA Finals, you know?
Well, and then here's Giannis. He's just old news, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right.
For years, we talk about Giannis. Then he goes to Miami and everybody goes, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Where's LeBron going?
Yes.
Which is crazy because, like, objectively, Giannis is still a top 5 guy in the NBA right now. At least I think he is. But I guess, I mean, it's everybody points to just the parts in Miami. Like, they don't have the parts, and so it makes it unexciting. I'll be interested to see if Heat culture will produce said parts as they have in the past.
But Giannis as your best player is not nearly as exciting as LeBron on a $4 million contract as your 4th best player. That's the thing, you know?
True.
Yes.
Very true.
So you picked up these magazines. I want to talk some college ball with you, okay?
Yeah.
You got these magazines because you were going to a place where there was no internet. And so you knew you needed some magazines to read. When's the last time you bought a magazine, by the way?
Okay, so this is actually a take that I've been developing for a while now, which is that magazines are, and you may not realize it yet, magazines are entering a golden era, or they should be. They could be potentially, in that they are so enjoyable.
Right.
They're so nice because, like, when you look at your phone, you immediately get sucked in. It's rare that you're just going to read an article on your phone and then put it down.
Right.
You're probably going to check a text. You might hop on Twitter, Instagram, whatever your social media drug is of choice. You're going to end up getting stressed out by something. Maybe you look at the calendar. Maybe you check your email. Like, you're going to get sucked in. There is something about a magazine. You have ink under your nails. You sit there, you hold it, you read the article. There's no other bullshit. And then you fold it up and put it in your back pocket.
Right.
And it goes around everywhere with you. You bust it out, no distractions.
Yes.
I have found, as of late, because I get like National Geographic History magazine, which I've loved for years and years, but like as of late, I've really started to appreciate magazines all over again, especially when it comes to college football, because there's 10,000 transfers.
Yes.
To try to keep track of.
Right.
It boggles the mind, the amount of players that switch teams nowadays. So you almost need these things to be like, okay, who's coaching where?
Yes.
Who's the quarterback here?
Right.
And it's a great way to establish your base going into a new season.
Okay, I like it. Someone should start a new magazine called The Portal. Just that. It just addresses the portal. So, Mikey likes that. Let's get on that. So what'd you learn? What are your college football takes here as you were thumbing through these magazines in the woods with no cell phone service?
I mean, Notre Dame, Liam Blevins, congrats on the playoffs, right? I mean, already, CJ Carr should be awesome. You lose 2 first-round running backs, and you're still number 1 in the country in returning production.
Right.
You got a soft as shit schedule, which, again, I am someone, though, this is a core belief of mine. When it comes to college football, and this is what SEC fans did for years, and I think they've finally been humbled a bit, but I absolutely loathe it. We love to think that we know who's going to win on Saturday. And the College Football Playoff Committee has made this, unfortunately, more relevant than ever because every single week we sit there and tell you we know this team is better. We know that team is better. And then every single week we're proven wrong with upsets. So, I know it looks like Notre Dame's going to go undefeated. I think they might catch a loss somewhere. I think they're going to catch a loss somewhere. I think they'll struggle more than it looks like they will on paper. That said, they will make the college football playoff. The new rules basically guarantee it. They're number one in returning production. I really like CJ Carr. He had a great freshman year at quarterback. He's been back sophomore year. I guess the only question I have is last year having Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, CJ Carr was about as a friendly quarterback setting as you could possibly be. And now all the focus is going to be on him.
Right.
And does he have the receivers for it? They got Neas Williams, a running back. He should be good. But CJ Carr is one of the more fascinating players in the entire country right now, I would say.
Okay.
So, Notre Dame, of course, in Indiana, it's is Cignetti going to do the transfer quarterback thing again?
Right.
Look at the O'Rourke jump. Look at the Mendoza jump. And now you get Hoover in there from TCU, who, while he's a bit wild, has way bigger stats than those guys had coming in. Is Cignetti going to be able to keep that thing rolling following that incredible season? Mm-hmm. The Ohio State offense should be unbelievable. They returned their entire O-line. They got Bo Jackson back at running back. They got Jeremiah Smith back. The receivers are going to be incredible. Julian Say in year 2. Much harder schedule. And they lost a lot of great defenders. But I think that Ohio State, to me, is almost like the Patriots of the NFL, where I think they could be a better team with a worse record this year.
Okay.
Like last year, Ohio State just dominates everybody, but they didn't get in a fight.
Right.
They didn't get bloodied up really outside of that Texas game. They didn't know what it was to struggle. And they get in the playoffs and they flopped. And in the Big Ten Championship, they flopped because of that. So I think next year there's more regular season struggle with more postseason success for Ohio State. Georgia fascinates me. Okay, because if you look at Georgia last year, I don't know how they got here. The offense, great, solid. Gunnar Stockton, great, solid. The defense, great, solid. But on both sides of the ball, you're talking about one of the most unexplosive teams in the entire country. Mm-hmm. No big plays, very efficient offensively, right? But no big plays offensively. Very efficient defensively, making you put together drives, making you play underneath them, but terrible in sacks, terrible in tackles for loss, terrible in havoc rate. So, can Georgia find that edge again? And why the fuck can't they? Why don't they have good receivers? Right. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Why are guys having to transfer out of there to find success? It doesn't make any sense to me. Mm-hmm. And if they find that, I think Georgia could be the SEC pick. And then, of course, there is also the gorilla in the room that is Arch Manning and this Texas team.
Right.
And Steve Sarkisian, somebody who I want to say, I might have to look up the exact stats so I'm not wrong. I want to say his record against top 10 teams is 6-18 or something. You know what? Let's not put a number on it. Wash my hands of that.
Okay.
What I'm going to say is this. James Franklin got a lot of shit for being awful in big games. Sarkisian is not that far off. And I know that he's won some big. I know that he's led Texas to a more consistent level of success.
Yes.
Than they have had.
He is 3-8. He is 3-8 against AP top 10 teams.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, that's got to get better, especially this year where you get Cam Coleman, who, if you don't know Cam Coleman, former Mr. Alabama football coming out of high school, incredible talent who's been buried at Auburn, right? Just haphazard offenses, no ability to give him the ball. Well, now he's got Arch Manning, he's got Texas, he's got all those weapons around him. Texas has a superstar team. They've committed all the money. There's no excuse for Texas really not to. I mean, there should be championship or bust, national championship or bust pressure. And that's going to be fascinating because when everybody was bailing on Arch last season, I was very much hold on to him, guys. He's very young.
Yes.
He's going to be fine. He ends up finding his way. He enters the offseason hot. Will we see a similar faceplant out the door, or does Texas come out and they're just immediately rocking and rolling?
Right.
What about Oregon?
Yes.
Oregon, Dan Lanning. losing both coordinators to head coach jobs. Lapui goes to Cal to be the head coach. Will Stein goes to Kentucky to be the head coach. So all of a sudden, you now have Dan Lanning in the area, in the situation that his mentors have gone through, right? Saban could lose coordinators and replace. Kirby could lose coordinators and replace. Can Dan Lanning do the same? It looks like he has the team. I mean, they're as talented as ever on paper. Dante Moore should be unreal this year. He would have been a top 5 pick last year had he decided to leave. And Dan Lanning, someone who I think gets unfairly painted as not being able to win the big game. He's 6-6 against top 10 teams.
Yes,
it's a good record.
Yeah,
it's a fine record.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You can go down the list, and there's something interesting with every single team in college football right now.
Man, you did some reading. I mean, I am proud of you. You read, I mean, you retained, and then you regurgitated. That is, and you took your hat off for some reason in the middle of that take.
Sweating. I've got my Camp Paradise sweater on, and it's like 90 degrees today.
Yes,
I'm trying to shout out Camp.
I gave you the record for Sark against AP top 10 teams. I want you guys to guess what James Franklin's career record is. I have it in front of me against AP top 10 teams. Okay, go ahead.
Like 6-20 or like 6-23 or something.
It is 4-21.
Oh my god, dude. That's crazy.
So Sark has another win in about 13. I don't know, 14 losses to go, something like that.
And again, it's not to say that he's as bad as Franklin, but again, it is. But here's the other thing: is like Penn State. I get why you fired Franklin. That stat right there.
Yes.
But now you replace him with Matt Campbell and a bunch of Iowa State players.
Yep.
And you want to be better?
Yes.
Going from the Big 12 to the Big 10. I love Rocco Beck, the quarterback. I had him on my top 10 last year, and it didn't end up panning out quite like that. But I do think he's very good. But I find, like, I just wonder where Penn State's expectations are at. Like, are they cool with, like, 8-4? Are they thinking they need to be in the college football playoff? I don't view them as a playoff team. Here's another thing. Quarterbacks. Look at last year's top 5, and then look at, like, The Athletic just released their college quarterback tier list. I cannot wait for the NFL tier list. Yes. It's the fucking best day of the year when The Athletic does their NFL tier list. But anyway, they just did their college football one. And so many of these quarterbacks that we consider tier 1 now were ranked in, like, the 20s and 30s last year. So I'm very, very intrigued to watch over here. Who are the people lurking in the shadows?
Right.
Like a Byram Brown, the South Florida transfer to Auburn, who last year led in total yardage, but it's at South Florida, right? He was solid or whatever. But like by the end of the year, we're going to be talking about Byram Brown for Heisman. And then last year it was all about Nussmeier, Klubnik. They both sucked. Aller sucked. Like, is Manning going to live up to it? Is Dante Moore going to live up to it? Like, who's going to fail this year out of the guys that are thinking? Remember Lenore Sellers? We fucking loved Lenore Sellers. Now I think I did like an SEC quarterback list, and I think he was like 8 or 9 in the conference, if that.
Yes.
So that's always really fun to see is which quarterbacks are going to burst onto the scene and end up kind of defining the year. Like Mendoza. I mean, look at Mendoza.
Yes. We'll get you out of here in a second. Matt Campbell's 4-4 versus AP top 10 teams. So he has 17 more losses to go before he catches James Franklin. 17 losses.
Good God.
4-21.
4-4 at Iowa State.
Yes.
And Franklin's 4-21 at Penn State.
Yep.
That's insanity.
Yes.
What's interesting is it's a very pro James Franklin schedule Penn State has.
Yes.
I mean, they play nobody.
Right.
Oh, that is true. I forgot. That's a great point, Mikey. I forgot about the friendly schedule. That's going to help Campbell out a year. Maybe they will be a bit better.
Yes.
That's also the opposite side of that would be a team like Texas A&M, where they returned Marcel Reed, but they're losing their entire offensive line. They're losing their entire defensive line. And their schedule is significantly harder this year. They replace, like, I can't remember the exact teams, but they replace like 3 of the bottom feeders from last year with the top 3 teams, and 2 of them are on the road. So A&M is a team to watch that could potentially implode. And then I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what's going to happen with LSU.
Right.
Who knows? Yes. Lane Kiffin. You know, I love college rumors swirling around as, you know, Sam Levin's coming off the list. Frank, people are terrified he hasn't looked good. Is it going to happen? All I know is this. They paid a lot of money to get Lane Kiffin. They poured about $40 million into this roster. We've seen Cignetti, what he did at Indiana, and although it's an impossible bar to hold people to, it is the bar. There ain't no fucking excuse in Baton Rouge. Like, Lane Kiffin has to win, and he has to make the playoffs here in year one.
Yes. Wake Up Barstool. Check him out every day. FS1. Check out the podcast as well, wherever you get your podcast. He's fantastic. He's our buddy, and he is home safely from Michigan. He survived 4 days without his phone. Congratulations to you, my friend.
All right, guys. Mikey A, Stu. Love you guys. Have a great day.
All right. We love you, too. Football's almost here. Hang in there.
Almost.
If you missed any of today's show, be sure to catch the podcast. Just search Stugotz and Company Live wherever you get your podcast. Please follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, and provide a review. Again, just search Stugotz and Company Live wherever you get your podcast, and you'll find today's full show and a best of version posted right after the end of the show. And also check out our original podcast, Stugotz and Company, God Bless Football, and with Stugotz and Hochman.
All right, our thanks to TBob for joining us in that last segment. Terrell Davis, Hall of Famer, going to join us in hour number 2. Aaron Schatz as well. The football almanac is out. Football season is here. I'm very excited. College football a bit closer. Taylor, what is happening at the University of North Carolina? Yesterday, there were reports that Michael Lombardi, the GM, who has been a guest on this show several times, making $1.5 million per year, the highest paid GM in college football, that he is on a paid leave right now. What are we hearing in Chapel Hill? Yeah,
so the paid leave was because of an HR matter from a former Carolina football employee. But now, per Pablo Torre, the University of North Carolina football team is also being investigated by the College Sports Commission, the entity which handles compliance and enforcement of NCAA and NIL rules. So it's kind of the when it rains, it pours in Chapel Hill right now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You got to be loving this, Taylor. If you want, like, when you know your team isn't going to be good and you don't like your coach, you kind of need some scandal. That's something TBob had said to us. You got to be hoping, like, hey, you know what? Go ahead and clean house.
Yep, the P in Pablo stands for pores.
So what I was hoping was when it rains, it pours was just Miami beating us by 40 points. I don't need Carolina to be the laughingstock. This is my fault because this is like in a movie where you have a genie, and if your wish isn't specific enough, it winds up coming back to screw you over. Mm-hmm. I wish for North Carolina to be relevant in college football. Congratulations, bozo. You got your wish. We can't stay out of the news. I didn't wish for, what I should have wished for was North Carolina to be elite in college football, or for North Carolina to be the Curt Cignetti of college football. Instead, I just wished, hey, let's just be relevant. And guess what? Bill Belichick, he's got that handled for us.
Right, so you'd rather be elite without the scandal, naturally.
Yes.
Who wouldn't want that? But with the scandal, you would rather not have the chance of being elite with this Hall of Fame coach. You would just rather be Mac Brown. You'd rather be, you'll take your 9 and 4s just as long as no one is snooping around,
So this is the problem, too, with this, where people are coming out now saying North Carolina shouldn't have fired Mac Brown. Danny Cannell, his take was UNC should have never let Mac Brown go. Mm-hmm. If they stuck with Mac Brown and gave him the resources they gave to Bill Belichick, the Tar Heels would be top third of the ACC worst case. Instead, they're at the bottom and probably looking for a coach in a year or two. I do agree with the resources part because right now, you mentioned it, Lombardi's the highest paid GM. They won 4 games last year. Any other school, you would probably fire that GM if those were the results you got. Mm-hmm. And Belichick is a top 10 paid coach in college football. My problem with the Mac Brown narrative is we're just forgetting that James Madison scored 70 points against Mac Brown.
The Dukes, right?
James Madison beat Mac Brown 70-50.
Yes.
Like we can't just gloss over that part just because of how bad the Belichick. 2 things can be true. North Carolina needed a new coach. The Belichick experiment should be over. The program needs a complete reset just 2 years into it.
I just want to be clear here, though, okay? You want Belichick to get fired based on wins and losses. You do not want scandal around the program. Yes. You don't want Pablo snooping around the program. He's done enough. I mean, seriously. So you would rather Belichick just get off to an 0-5 start and get fired on his own, right?
Yeah, I would rather TCU just kind of drag us in Ireland and Belichick stays in Ireland.
To play a little bit of devil's advocate, who was the coach at James Madison when they ran 70 on you?
Chesney, the UCLA coach.
It wasn't Cignetti?
No.
No. Good try, though.
Oh. I tried.
Terrell Davis, next. He is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, two-time Super Bowl champion. We were grateful for the time we got to spend with him on Radio Row for the Super Bowl. He's a fantastic person as well, and he is with us today, and he wants me to try to pronounce this. I asked him how to pronounce it on the front end. He said, nope, you're on your own, so I'm going to take a shot at this, Terrell Davis. Tardive Dysenteria. Did I get it right?
Okay, close. Tardive is correct.
Okay.
Tardive is dyskinesia.
Dyskinesia, of course. It rolls right off the tongue. Tell us about it, and tell us why this is important to you, Terrell.
Yeah, man, I'm partnering with Tampa Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness for, we call it the other TD. Not touchdowns, but tardive dyskinesia. And what TD is, it's a chronic movement disorder, and it's characterized by repetitive and uncontrollable movements. And it's caused by certain prescription mental health medications, such as antidepressants or antipsychotics. And it impacts about 1 in 4 people who take certain prescription, mental health medications. And this has been a big thing with me, because I've had my own, mental health struggles, and we've all had to sit there and kind of contemplate what our direction is. You feel alone, you feel abandoned, you don't know what's happening. And then you reach out and, you might try to solve one problem, and then you end up having something like this. And, the movements are interesting because they happen in your hands, your feet, your face, your torso. It's like jerking or twitching. And it really does impacts a person's ability to eat, to talk, and walk. And just a week ago, I had a chance to spend some time with an individual who was living with TD, and man, hearing her real life experiences firsthand, where it was incredible and empowering. It was powerful and inspiring at the same time. She shared with me that it took 2 years after she was dealing with this stuff to get a proper diagnosis and get treated for what her symptoms were. And during that time, man, that's too long for anybody to have to go through that alone. But she had a great team. Her husband was there with her. And so it really does, to me, reinforce why I'm trying to spread this message and try to make people aware of what's out there, what can possibly happen. She talked about, she loved to bake, she loved to cook, loved spending time with her grandchildren. She can do any of that. And so that kind of hit home with me. And so I just want to make sure we raise awareness, let people know what's out there and what's happening. And if you have any of these symptoms, or you see anybody you love or know, go to theothertd.com or go see a healthcare provider.
Theothertd.com is the website he just gave, and we will promote that again on the way out. I am wondering, Terrell Davis, what the first day of training camp was like for you. Was it a miserable thing? Were you excited for it?
Excited.
Yeah.
I think you stay excited. Training camp, I remember, it's about a 3-day excitement period. And then after that, it's like, all right, I'm tired of training camp. I'm done. Then you start to hate it.
Right.
You're like, oh, man, like why are we still, doing Oklahoma drills and, day 5? The meetings were boring. You start getting to a meeting and you're going over the same concepts over and over. It's like, all right, okay, I understand the toss, I understand the zone, I understand the drive concepts. How many more times can we go over the same plays? But I think that's what makes great teams or great players is they're not bored with the boring. Like they find a way to make what's boring into something that they can learn from. They'll find a nuance to a play that they've never seen before, and make it exciting again. I guess. I don't know. I was tired of it.
You're like, hey, just give me the ball. We'll be fine. Go ahead, Taylor.
Terrell, what do you remember most about your first training camp, though, in 1995, as someone that was considered a long shot to even make the roster?
I don't know if you heard the story about the Tokyo, but I made a play in Tokyo, Japan. I'll tell it real quick. But it was 95, as you mentioned. And we have a super long training camp because we have new coaches. So I think the training camps are about 6-7 weeks. And we had 5 preseason games. We played the 49ers in Denver, our first preseason game, and I didn't play. And I'm on no, if you look at the depth charts in our team, our locker room, I'm on 0 depth charts except the running back chart. And I'm 7th. and I'm not getting any in practice. I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching. I'm getting mental reps, as they call it. So we play the Niners. I don't play. We fly to Tokyo, Japan. We play the 49ers again. But when we get there, we are practicing against the 49ers in a dual practice. And that whole week, I am having the worst week of my life. We're down. We had 8 running backs. We're down to 3 because it was hot. It was humid. So guys were just like on the IV. We had left one guy back in the States. And so we're down to 3 backs, and now I'm getting all the reps, and I'm not doing well, guys. I am botching everything I'm doing. The coach is, he's cussing at me, man. He's screaming at me. So this happens for 3 days. On the 3rd day, I go back to the room. It's on a Friday, and I'm done. I quit. I'm like, I'm done with this. So I'm gonna get out of here. I try to call down to the front desk. Well, when I'm moving to Tokyo, Japan, man, my Japanese ain't great, so
yes,
can't get a flight out of Tokyo. So the plan was, listen, the game's tomorrow. Let's just go to the game. I'll suit up, and I'll just, when the game's over, we'll go back to Denver. I'm done. Well, during that time, as I go to the game, I'm not prepared to play. I don't have, my mouthpiece. I'm not taped. I'm just going as a body. That's just mass. I'm just going to go through the motions. Well, about the 3rd quarter, I didn't play in the first half. I didn't play in the first half, obviously. And so I look on the bench and I see a lot of veterans, and they're in their either street clothes or their pads are off or whatever, and they're huddled up. And I go over there and I find out they're eating hot dogs. And of course, I'm starving at that time. I don't typically eat before a game, so I help myself to a couple of hot dogs, about 4 or 5 in. And as I'm shoving the 5th one in my mouth, I can hear the coach screaming for number 30.
Yeah.
And he's like 30. So when the coach screams 30, everybody's trying to find where 30 is. So everybody starts yelling 30. Well, I look around and I'm like 30. I look at my jersey. I'm like, oh, I'm 30. I mean, they calling me. They calling me.
Yes.
So I was like, all right. So he comes over and it's a special teams coach. He's like, you ready to go in? And I'm like, my mind is saying yeah, but my stomach is saying no because I got freaking hot dogs in there. And he's like, well, go in on kickoff. So I go in on kickoff. I don't know where to line up, and we got people who are showing me where to go. And really, Rod Smith was like, hey, man, you line up here. So he puts me next to the kicker. And then it just dawns on me as I'm in there and I'm looking down at the other team, and I just realized, man, I am in an NFL game. And so my mind just quickly flipped, like, I have to go make this play. I need to go make this play. So I sprint down when the ball was kicked, and the guy was Tyrone Drakeford. Sorry about that, Tyrone, but and he's running to my left. And if you find the tape, it's a clinic. I mean, I run as hard as I could, and I just ran right through Tyrone Drakeford, made a really good tackle. And it's clinic. It really is a great tackle. And that was the start, man. And I jumped up. I was screaming and yelling. Teammates came slapping me on the helmet and shoulder pads. And of course, I'm bouncing around. Then I run back to the sideline. And as soon as I get to the sideline, I throw up hot dogs everywhere. Coming out of my nose.
I mean, you're on your fifth. I mean, Terrell, you're on your 5th hot dog. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. And then after that, running backs coach comes over. And he grabs me and he's got his Sharpie. He's got like a highlighter. And we're in the Astrodome. Or not the Astrodome, whatever the dome, Tokyo Dome. And he's drawing out plays because the head coach, Mike Shanahan, wants me to go in on the next series. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know the plays. And he knows I don't know the plays.
Right.
So he is coaching me up on every single play. Hey, this is what they're going to run. Anyway, I finished the game with like 8 carries, 40-something yards. Solid ending, but that was the beginning. When you say my rookie year, that was the beginning of, the career that I had. Because the next game, I was on every special teams. I was coming in earlier in the game at running back, and then I just answered the test every time they put me into something. I just responded and played well. And so the first game, we played the Buffalo Bills. That week, I was announced the starter on a Wednesday practice after we already made cuts and stuff. And Mike was like, hey, called me up to his office. It's like, hey, what do you think about being a starting running back for the Broncos? And that was probably one of the greatest, times that I can remember coach asking me that question.
Right.
And and I try not to give it up. I try to hold on to it as long as I could.
Sure. Did you ever throw up again during a football game?
Not hot dogs, no.
Did you ever eat hot dogs again before a football game?
No, I don't. No, I don't eat. I'll eat when the team eats, and that's 2 or 3 hours before the game.
Right.
But that time I wasn't playing, so I was like, I'm hungry. Probably not gonna eat for another hour or two. So
yes. Wait, Terrell, this is interesting. So when you say you're looking for flights home, this is it. I'm done. Are you saying I'm done with the NFL? I'm done with football? Is that what you were thinking at that moment?
I was done.
Really?
Well, I knew if I had left Denver, there were probably not many opportunities after that. And so my plan was to go back to Georgia, work for Coca-Cola or something. I mean, that was the plan,
right?
Because a lot of the players would work for Coke after they left Georgia, and it was emotions talking. I was done. I was frustrated. I wasn't playing. But then when I did try to play, I just felt like my coach was on me hard, and I appreciate him doing that. When I look back on it, Bobby Turner was a running backs coach, and he was like that on me, to me my entire career. He never let up. And so having a coach like that who pushes you all the time, who you can have an awesome run. I remember I had this awesome run. I thought I broke like 2 tackles, picked up like 7 yards. I was like, oh yeah, that was a good play.
Yeah.
He shows me the tape and he's disappointed that I didn't break the 3rd tackle. He says you should be getting more out of that play.
Right.
And so he had this way of making you mad at him.
Yes.
But then he also challenged you to make you say, okay,
right.
I'm going to show you. And that's the kind of coach he was. Like he wasn't impressed by anything. And so no, Bobby Turner was best running backs coach I've ever played for. I give him props, man. He was that man behind that didn't allow you to look at the flowers,
right.
And
yes,
pat yourself on the back and think you were great. He was not that coach.
Always thought you could do more. Yes, of course.
Terrell, what's the ideal toppings for a hot dog?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, I'm just a mustard guy.
Yes,
but back then it was plain. There was no condiments. It was just the hot dog. You couldn't get relish.
Right.
You couldn't get it wasn't no ketchup.
No Chicago dogs.
Yeah, he was just on the sidelines at Tokyo. He's shoveling hot dogs down his throat. I mean,
surprised they had him in Tokyo.
Taylor, what do you think? What's the perfect topping for you on the hot dog? What you got?
For me, it's just ketchup, but I don't mind going to Chicago and getting like a Chicago dog and having the works on it.
Mm.
And the works would be like what, like relish,
a pickle,
yeah.
tomatoes,
pickles,
sauerkraut.
Are you a sauerkraut type person that puts that on a hot dog?
I'll never put it, but if one's presented to me with sauerkraut, I will not object to it.
Right, I have to go light kraut with mustard. How about you, Terrell?
Light kraut with mustard.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not. Mike, what you got over there, Mike? You're nothing, Mike.
Mustard and relish.
Yeah.
Mustard. Yeah, I'm a classic. I try to keep it simple. All my food, everything is simple. It's plain. I don't need all the fixings on it. I just need if I go order a steak, I don't ask for A1. I don't ask for all the sauce on it. I want a steak.
Yes.
If I want to, if I get a salmon,
medium rare, the steak.
Yeah, gotta be.
Attaboy.
Yeah,
I knew I liked
got almost. Yeah, almost look like you got to stab it a few more times before you.
Yeah. My wife had ketchup. We went to a very popular steakhouse. The first date I ever went on with my wife. Went to a popular steakhouse down here in Miami, and we ordered a porterhouse for 2. And she asked the waiter for ketchup, and the date almost ended right there. And I was mad at her. I was angry. I was upset. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing the chef. No one had this steak is fantastic. Who's right? Who's wrong there? Me or her? I guess
you're right.
Yes, thank you.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
The only time I was right. Yes.
You can't ask for ketchup. Porterhouse. Come on now. You're doing it.
Terrell, as someone who has battled through some injuries and come back and played again, what do you think we should expect for Patrick Mahomes early in the season? It's going to take him a minute to get back to being Patrick Mahomes, correct?
I think so. But quarterbacks are a little different,
right?
And he's not necessarily he can get out of the pocket, obviously, but right. I don't think anybody thinks that Patrick has a threat to kind of to use his legs quite a bit. He can stay back there. I do look at Bo's situation, Bo Nix's situation. Because of a foot injury, and that scares me a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that ankle foot scares me a little bit. And every time he scrambles, every time he does something, I think we're all going to have that reaction of holding our breaths to make sure that he's cool. Mm-hmm. And I do know that for both of them, though, the psychological part of it, the mental part of it, is the biggest thing you have to overcome.
Right.
It's to trust that it's healthy.
Yes.
You have to trust it. And you if you're making decisions based off you don't want to get it hurt, that's how you get hurt. So you got to clear the mind. You got to trust your doctors, trust that you put the work in. And when you're out there can't be any limitations. You can't think I'm going to try to preserve the injury by adjusting my game. Your game has to be your game. And if Patrick does that, if Bo does that, then whatever happens. I think they'll play well. We'll be scared. I think everybody looking at them, but try not to. It's easier said than done. Let me just say that.
TD, I could listen to you tell stories all day,
seriously.
and as in this new age of this NFL, the Hard Knocks version where we can see everything, every meeting. The other day we saw John Harbaugh's opening meeting with the team, and it was cringy. And I think we all assume that all of these coaches are these great orators when they get in front of the team. Every speech has got you ready to run through a wall. Has there been any coaches that have been particularly good or particularly bad when they've been in front of the group?
Well, I will say Mike Shanahan, I loved how he approached the team. It wasn't the big speeches. Mike was not a big speech dude. He didn't go on there and talk about, stuff where you're just like, man, please be quiet. Just be quiet. Like Mike was just about the details. Like he'd walk into a meeting and just talk about, hey, here's where our goals are. Here's what we have to do. All right, let's get into our practice. And everything was just like, it was in order.
Right.
And so when we would actually have a game, I really appreciated Coach who you have to read the room. You have to know your players don't want to hear you speak. They don't want to hear a speech before a game. Make sure your players are ready. Go up there, talk about the thing. And Mike will leave you with a few words, and these words, sometimes I run through a brick wall for the man. He'd say something like, man, if you guys don't beat this team by 40 points, you should be embarrassed. Mm-hmm. And that's what he would say to a tape. That would be his speech to the tape. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
Right.
Or he'll say, guys, you don't want to go out there and beat this team. You want to embarrass them.
Right.
That's it.
Yes.
And then he'll always end it with, hey, let's go out there and show the world who we are.
Right. Short and sweet. Right.
That was it.
Yes. You don't need a lot. Right. You know what you need to do. Yes.
That's it. Like we were already prepared. He prepared us. They've already done all that stuff.
Right.
And that's why when people sometimes they ask me to come and give a speech to a team before a game, it's you don't want to do that. It's just because half the kids aren't listening to you, man, before a game. Like, and then what are you going to tell them?
Right. That's
going to change their mentality right before they walk out to the field.
Yes. Yes. Wait, so you've been asked to do that before? You've been asked to talk to the team before?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done that a few times, right. And I was on a streak where every time I spoke to a team before the game, the team lost. And so
they're like, Terrell again? Jesus.
So I always gotta remind coaches now. I gotta say, hey man, you really don't want me to talk to your team before the game. You really don't.
Teams are 0-8 when I give a pregame speech. Yes.
You really don't want me doing that, man. Just you got them already.
Yes.
Just go with that. They're good.
All right, we'll get you out of here in a minute, man. How do you feel about Georgia this year?
I always feel great about Georgia. What I don't feel great about is the landscape. The landscape in where teams are now have taken the secret weapon of the big dogs, the Georgias, the Alabamas, and they now everybody's coming to the fight with the same stick. And you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't.
Yes, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody's got the same club now. Like you ain't coming there with
right.
the super duper. You ain't got this iron set that nobody has. They're all coming to it. Right. And then the depth. Like the depths aren't there anymore. Like your first team is 5-star, and then you're not keeping a 5-star behind them. It's just not happening.
Right.
So, but Kirby, man, the way he's coached over the last, I don't know how many years Kirby's been there, probably 10 years, feels like. Done a fantastic job. Awesome coach. Always going to have the boys ready. We're always seem like we're always going to be in the SEC championship game. the last couple of times in the playoffs, we just haven't done as well. So, man, I'm hoping this year is the one that we can make some noise in the playoffs.
The portal, it's a blessing and a curse, right? It's a curse because you no longer have 5 stars behind 5 stars, but it's a blessing from this standpoint. Those 5 stars who aren't playing can go somewhere else and play, right?
Yeah, I mean, from that standpoint, like as a parent, I have a 15-year-old boy and 13-year-old boy,
right?
And I don't know if their futures are even in football, but in the event it is, I like it for them because they can now start off at smaller schools. Where before, if you didn't go straight to Georgia or straight to Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, it was hard to get into those schools, right? Now, I think the big teams, the schools are looking for you to go get developed somewhere else. Now you can go play, get developed, and then you can transfer over to another school and up the competition as well as, hopefully the pocket gets a little fatter too.
Yeah.
So, what I don't like is I do want it to be a little bit more organized when it comes to transferring, meaning limit that to maybe 1 every 2 years.
Yes.
And then there should be buyouts. If a school loses a player to another school, that school should have to pay a buyout to the university that lost that player because we've invested money, time in developing that child, that kid, and now he leaves and the school's left with nothing. You know what I mean? So you can use a farm system, which would be great. So smaller schools that need to go get the 4 or 5 stars out of high school or whatever. Because I started hearing now that a lot of these colleges aren't even recruiting high school players
They're
anymore.
not. No, they're not. They're just they're in the portal the entire time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
I just want to know what that. Hey, I'm gonna be an agent for my kid. I tell you that.
Yes.
I'm gonna be an agent.
Right. You gonna take a percentage, or what are you gonna do there? You gonna take a percentage of your kid's money? Is that?
I already told him. I'm gonna send first of all, I'm gonna send him a bill.
Yes.
Yes. That's an itemized bill of all the things they have to pay back. That's going to be the first part of that.
Oh, you have a running tab, do you, Terrell?
Oh, yeah, we got that. Yeah. This ain't free. They got to pay all this back.
All right, we'll get you out of here. Real quickly, before we talk about TD again, not Terrell Davis, the thing you're promoting here, which I'm terrified to pronounce. When you hear Kirby talk about the SEC and their commissioner talk about the SEC breaking away from college football, what is your reaction to that?
I know I've heard that. I understand what they're saying, but
right.
I think it's all talk, man. The SEC, they're big, but they need other conferences. I mean, obviously the Big Ten seems to be the other conference that they are riding with, but it's probably way more complicated than just saying we're going to break off. But I have heard this, and maybe it's real, maybe it's not, about colleges becoming basically getting out of the NCAA business and becoming private equity money coming in and basically having like a league in themselves, and then do like maybe a licensing with the schools that they represent, where they pay licensing fees and stuff like that, but become its own league. Now that would be interesting to see if that has any teeth to it, but it'll be all right. Money would be flowing, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, it's already flowing.
It'll be really flowing.
Yes, it could be flowing for you when your kid pays you back. How about that?
Well, what they need to do though is, listen, I played college football.
Yeah,
and if I recall, didn't the settlement was supposed to pay back the old players too? Because I haven't seen a dime from the settlement.
The O'Bannon settlement. Yes, it was supposed to. Be. Yes, you haven't received the check yet, huh?
No, not yet. No.
Oh man, I'm sorry about that, Terrell.
So you said, Jonathan, you said it's not coming. Is what you're saying?
I'm saying
you haven't received it yet.
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's a good chance it's not coming. That's all I'm saying. Yes. And I'll tell you what else. You have a less chance of your kid giving you a check, paying you back for all the money you've laid out for him. I mean, you have a better chance of getting the other one. You know what I'm saying?
That's
all right.
True.
We appreciate the time as always, man. Theothertd.com is the website. Yes. Please pronounce it for me again, and please tell people why this is important to you.
Yeah, it's important, man. Go to Tardive. It's called Tardive Dyskinesia, and go to theothertd.com for more information, or go see a healthcare provider. Man, this is big to me, man. I'm big into the health advocacy. And so to be able to help out with this is something that I really do feel like it's near and dear to me. I want to use my voice to raise awareness and use the community as a platform. So you guys, please, if you know anybody or you see anybody, or please give them the information and let them know that we care about them and we looking forward to hearing from them. TheOtherTD.com.
TheOtherTD.com is the website. We appreciate the time as always. You're a great man, and keep up the great work, my friend.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
All right. Taylor, put it on the poll. Is there anything better than a football almanac? I know. Football season is here. Aaron Schatz is here. We have a game for Aaron towards the end of this segment that I am very excited about. We will get to that again at the end of this segment. His almanac is out. You can purchase it at ftnfantasy.com/almanac. What goes into a football almanac, Aaron Schatz?
Oh, my God. First of all, I put all these numbers together. We have all the advanced stats from the season. And then everybody watches a lot of film on whatever teams that they've been assigned, and then they write chapters. So there's chapters on all 32 teams with what we think is going to happen this year and where every team is set up. And then all the fantasy projections and all the write-ups of all the fantasy players, the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. It's huge. It's almost 500 pages. And This is the 22nd year that we've done the preseason.
Wow. So it sounds like an army of people to put this together. I thought it was just Aaron Schatz. I mean...
No. I do the numbers. I do the projections. I do the editing. There's about a dozen writers. Well, I think it's like 8 or 9 writers.
So when you do the team projections, what goes into that? Like, how are you guys figuring out who you think is going to be the best team in the NFL this year?
We look at our ratings from the last couple years. We look at certain things that tend to regress to the mean stronger than other things. Like, for example, takeaways, especially on defense, regress stronger than, yards. We look at personnel changes. We look at coaching changes. And then we even look at games away and home. Like, if you played in Europe last year and now you have an extra home game this year, you're going to do a little bit better. So we look at all that stuff, and then we simulate the season 50,000 times. And that gives us a range of possibilities for every team.
Wow.
Aaron, are you like the end-all, be-all when it comes to these projections and stuff? Because I did some writing for a website and on the New York Jets, and they asked us all to predict how the season would go. And unfortunately, all the 32 writers came back with a winning record, except for like one team. So, like, are you the one that goes, no, the Jets aren't going 12-4 this year or 12-5? Are you the one that has to say all that?
About the Jets, yes.
Well, not just the Jets, but are you the one that has to bring everybody down? Like, yes. No, come on, guys.
Do you have final say? He's asking if you're the final layer before things go to print. Like, you can reject something.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay. Yes.
Yeah, well, the way it is that I like to let each writer do his own thing as far as what he wants to say about the team. If he doesn't agree with what the projection is, then write a little bit about why you think the projection might be a little bit wrong.
Right.
We say every year that some of the numbers are surprising to you, and some of them are even surprising to us. So there are subjective reasons to believe that some of the projections are a little low or a little high. So, for example, the Saints chapter is a little more optimistic about the team than the numbers are, but the numbers stop with me.
Aaron, as the creator of DVOA, you could pitch new stats. We don't really have the cachet to pitch new stats, but I want to pitch you one and see if you could take it mainstream.
Wow.
Game usage in tight situations. See who leads the league in guts.
You have made a good acronym, my friend. You could actually put something like that together by looking at on-off splits in second half of close games.
Yes,
sure,
teach him. Yes, it's like Yoda teaching. Yes. Yoda teaching Luke Skywalker. I love this. Please teach him. Teach him.
We have something there, though, right?
Yeah, it actually might be an interesting. Yeah, I mean the acronym is great, but you might get interesting result. Your third tight end who shows up on the field all the time, maybe when you get the chips are down, that guy doesn't show up on the field, You only use your best players when the chips are down.
How do you feel about this stat? 5-star catches, meaning catches a wide receiver makes that they're really not supposed to make, but they're freaks like Randy Moss and Megatron and guys like that. And so it's called 5-star catches. What do you think?
I think we track something like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but there's something for like catches that you shouldn't have made. that we track, but there's only a couple of them for everybody in a year. Nobody ever has more than a few.
Okay. So based on your projections, who is going to be the best team in the NFL this year?
The numbers still like Seattle as the best team. They were the best team last year.
Yes.
The Rams are right behind them. And if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement, the Rams will pass them.
Wow.
And I think that for a lot of people, they do subjectively prefer the Rams. And I have to admit that subjectively, I think I prefer the Rams slightly. But those are the two best teams in the league. They're far ahead of everybody else.
And who's the worst? The Jets?
We have Cleveland as the worst team in the league.
Yes!
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not good for us this year.
They traded their best player.
Yeah.
Their offense looks horrible. I mean, all their quarterbacks have been so bad that it's hard to imagine. I mean, again, football is so hard to predict that you predict a range of possibilities, but the chances that the Cleveland offense will not be really bad are very small. And whereas the Jets, there's a tiny chance that Geno Smith gets his groove back, but more importantly, they imported a bunch of veterans on defense who are reasonable. Mm-hmm. And there's no way you go a whole year with 0 interceptions again.
Right.
So the Jets might have a reasonable defense with an offense that's likely to be better than Cleveland's.
Aaron, you said that if Aaron Donald comes back, then the Rams would leapfrog the Seahawks. And I'm just curious, how do the numbers look at someone like Aaron Donald, who's been out of the league for a few years, but we all knew what he was before he left? How do you project out what he would be with 2 years off of football?
Yeah, you have to estimate. I use approximate value from Pro Football Reference, and I probably would add in what Donald did in his last year, minus a little bit, with the idea that, he's been out of the game for a year or two. But still, that would be a significant addition. I mean, he was still leading all defensive tackles in ESPN's pass rush win rate when he retired.
You said that stat. You delivered that with a flurry. I mean, for you, a flurry. But that was a flurry. You stuck the landing there.
The guy was at the top of his game, and he was like, nah, I'm hanging it up. I'm good.
Aaron, your last article on ESPN, the ranking NFL teams by under 25 talent, you had the Patriots number 1, and you did mention a lot of that is due to the fact they have Drake May at the quarterback position. What do you think are fair expectations for the Patriots this year, coming off a year where they very clearly outperformed what expectations were for them?
I think the Patriots may be a better team with a worse record.
Wow.
Right? So everyone knows about their schedule last year. By DVOA, it was the 4th easiest schedule of any team in the last 50 years. So they go from that to an average schedule. So their offense maybe takes a little bit of a step back, but not as much as you would think because they have A.J. Brown now.
Right.
And their defense should be a bit better. But since they're not going to play that exciting, murderer's row of quarterbacks that they faced last year, other than when they play Miami and the Jets, they're not going to look like they're as good as they look like. Like they're not going to go 14-3, but underlying they might actually be a better team.
Aaron, how do you factor in, like with Kansas City, how do you factor in when you're doing your projections for the season, how do you factor in the injuries to Patrick Mahomes?
We started with like a 20% chance that he'd play week 1 and like a 40% that he'd play week 2 and 60% that he played week 3 and 80% that he played week 4.
Okay.
And we gradually ramped it up. And then when I rerun things right before the season, we'll have a better idea of whether he's actually going to be ready for week 1.
So who is the favorite out of the AFC?
The Houston Texans are our AFC favorite.
Wow. Now, Chris Sims told us he spent the entire season last year saying that was a championship defense that the Texans have, but his obvious concern was C.J. Stroud at the quarterback spot. So you're with Chris Sims. That team is talented enough to make it out of the AFC.
C.J. Stroud was a shocking 11th in passing DVOA during the regular season before he totally face-planted in the playoffs.
Right.
But you learn more from the regular season than you do from 2 playoff games. He was a good quarterback. If you give him a better running game and a slightly better offensive line, they can put an above-average offense on the field. Not a great offense, but an above-average one. And if you combine it with that defense, that is the best team in the AFC.
Wow. Are they the best defense in the NFL?
Them or Seattle.
Man, that is crazy. You guys ready to put a flyer on the Texans here? What are you thinking? Yeah.
So, Aaron, I'm
How do we not?
Yeah, I'm putting a flyer. I'm trying to stay ahead of people in terms of who people think is going to be good. And Stugotz couldn't be further off this team because of their quarterback. He hates Justin Herbert.
Yes.
I love Justin Herbert. I love the hiring of Mike McDaniel to be the OC. I'm putting a little flyer on the Chargers to win the AFC. What do the numbers say?
Wow.
We have them lower than conventional wisdom.
Dang it.
But I will say that for some reason, our numbers just haven't liked the Chargers the last couple of years, and
Thank
we were
you.
wrong last year. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're wrong.
Numbers have eyes.
No, I like your numbers. Yeah.
The thing about McDaniel is we don't know for sure that he's an offensive genius who raises every offense that he runs, because we've only seen him run one offense. Right? Most of these coordinators, you see them run one team, two teams maybe. You don't know for sure that every time they go to a new team, it's going to be awesome. There's very rare to have a guy like Vic Fangio who's run like 8 different defenses and they've all gotten better. So you don't know for sure that Mike McDaniel is going to be the revolutionary for Herbert that people think he is.
Aaron, I think Caleb Williams eventually is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL. Do the Bears have a chance this season? I know the defense is kind of lousy. The offense is fantastic. He's fantastic. Do they have a chance of winning that division, according to you guys?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, first of all, they have the weirdest projection in the book. We have them number 2 on offense and number 32 on defense.
Wow.
Yeah, we like the offense to take a step forward. Second year with the Ben Johnson. Don't think they lost too much with DJ Moore. The defense was really good on third downs, really dependent on takeaways, lost more talent than it gained. It's a really weird projection because it's so one-sided. So if their defense is just a little bit better than we think it's going to be, yeah, they can win that division.
How do teams like, I don't know, Atlanta, Minnesota, how do you factor in the fact that they don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be yet? In Atlanta, it could be Tua or Penix. In Minnesota, it could be JJ or Kyle Murray. How do you guys kind of factor that into your projections?
It's not JJ.
Okay.
It's Kyler Murray.
That's a great way to
factor. That's not even a thing. That's not even a
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
Kyler Murray.
All right, so you're doing your
For
projection based
Atlanta,
off of
we
Kyler
made it-
Murray. Right, okay.
We made it Tua in the projection. We did make it Tua. I don't know how much difference there really is between the two of them and what we would project.
Right.
So even if we were to do something where, like, in the second half of the year, we projected Tua half the time and Penix half the time, I don't know if it would make that much of a difference. It would for Minnesota because McCarthy was horrible last year.
Right.
But he's not the quarterback. It's Kyler Murray.
Was there a team, as you're doing the projections, where you were a bit surprised? They graded out a little bit higher than you thought they were going to come out.
I didn't realize Houston would come out so good.
Really, that's the team,
And-
yeah.
And Indianapolis, I think we have a lot higher than other people do. People forget how good they were last year before Jones got hurt.
Right.
They were, for the whole year, 5th in DVOA, even including the games that Phillip Rivers and Riley Leonard had to play. So will they be that good? I mean, we have them 14th, but that's still better than conventional wisdom has them. It is somewhat dependent on Jones being back for the start of the season.
FTNFantasy.com/almanac is where you purchase Aaron Schatz's almanac here. And how about the other way there? How about a team that you thought maybe a lot of people think are going to be good, but your projections came back and said, not going to be as good as we thought?
I mean, the Chargers.
Really? Yeah.
That and the Cowboys. Those are the two teams I think that we have lower than conventional wisdom. I will note that it's sort of like Lake Wobegon this year in the NFL. There's like 20 above average teams because the bad teams look so bad that they drag the average kind of down to where there's more good teams than there are bad teams, but the good teams aren't as good as the bad teams are bad. So there's teams that we have, projected to have like 8.5 average wins, like the Cowboys and Chargers, that are good teams. It's just not everybody's going to have a winning record.
Right. Cam Ward, do you guys think, now I know he got off to like a tough start last year as a rookie, but do you guys think, do the numbers say he's going to be a good quarterback, a productive quarterback in the NFL?
I mean, our college projections liked him.
Right.
He didn't play well last year, so it's not like we have him jumping up. There's really two different kinds of bad teams. They're the bad teams where you pretty much know they're going to be bad.
Right.
And there's the bad teams where you can tell the story of how you're wrong. Like, you know, with the Giants, you're like young quarterback on the rise, plus new head coach, plus Neighbors comes back from injury. If we're wrong, I understand why. And Tennessee is a team like that also. New head coach, plus young quarterback on the rise. If we're wrong, I will understand why we were wrong, but probably they're not going to be good.
All right. We have a game for you here. Are you ready to play it? Mikey A is going to introduce the game to you, and hopefully you're okay with it. I pray that you're okay with it. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, we went for the easy joke here. So if you if you disagree with the statement I give you, you're going to tell me no Schatz. But if you agree with it, if you're bullish on it, you're going to tell me it's bullshats.
Bullshats. I love it. Yes. All right. You're good with this? Okay. Do you need it explained again, or do you think you have it? You got it? Yeah? You got it.
No, I got it. I got it.
Okay. All right. First statement. The 72 Dolphins should be worried about the 2026 LA Rams. Are you bullshats or no shats on that?
Wow.
Bullshit.
Yes. He loves the Rams. Yes.
Bullshit. Which one means that it's not going to happen?
So that's why I asked.
Shats.
That's why I asked if you want. Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm confused
no
by
shats.
it. Yeah, no Shats. Okay, so no chance.
No
right.
shats. Yeah,
Okay.
the Seahawks are too good, man. They're going to split.
Okay, so I thought you were bullish on it. Bullshats, just so we're clear. I can't believe I'm explaining this.
Means bullish.
Yes,
right,
means you're bullish. You agree with it. Yes, you are bullish.
Why?
Let's
What
go.
else could it mean?
It should mean what he thinks it means. Anyway, go ahead.
That's what I agree. All right, next one. Fernando Mendoza will win the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
No Shats because they seem to want to start Cousins at the start of the year. I wouldn't, but that seems to be what they want to do.
Yeah, it's bullshats. Yes, I know. They should start Mendoza. I'm with you on that. Go ahead, Mikey. Next one.
Okay. The New York Jets will end the playoff drought this year.
No Shats, not happening.
I agree with you.
I've got one.
I can ask him next year. I want to ask him next year. Go ahead, Taylor.
Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson will be in the Super Bowl this year.
Well, since Houston is my favorite, I guess I have to say no Shats. But,
Yes.
I mean, they've both got good shots.
Yes. Is there a middle ground for Schatz here? We're putting him in a terrible position. I mean, we really are. No, I mean, because one of those guys obviously could end up in the Super Bowl, but he's forced
That's the fun of a lightning round.
Yes,
my friend.
you're right. Okay,
there
I'm
you
getting
go.
in the way. I'm sorry. I was protecting you. Go
I'm still
ahead.
confused which one is which.
I have no idea.
Bullshats or no Shats?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to talk
Bullish.
this through
I don't
with
get
Mikey.
how you could
Right.
be whatever. What else could it mean?
Yeah,
Bullish.
but you realize why bullshit should be no, right? I mean,
No, I don't realize. Why don't you explain it to me?
All right, go ahead. Ask him some more. He's getting tired of us.
Okay, let's go a different route. The 76ers will make it to the NBA Finals.
Oh, wow. Good one.
I'm not an NBA guy, but I guess I'll go bullshats on that.
Yes. Wow, you're
Wow.
bullish on the Sixers. Yes.
Oh, bullish.
All right.
What about
All right.
ordering a Shirley Temple at an open bar wedding?
All right, Taylor did that. Just so we're clear, he's a 31-year-old man. It's not he drinks, but he went to an open bar wedding and got a Shirley Temple.
Yeah, no Shats. I would honestly.
Thank you.
I don't drink very much. I would just drink water.
Right.
I wanted to
As
get
I
a
get
little
older,
crazy.
I
Yeah.
find that alcohol puts me to sleep. That's the problem with it.
Yes, but like that's fair, and I'm with you. I understand that. But when you're at an open bar, you're a man. You're walking up. You're going to at least order a drink and pretend you're drinking it, right? Is that fair?
A beer I can drink slowly, maybe.
Yep. Yep.
Look at Macho Man Stugotz over here. as a man, you got to go up and order a drink.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it's an open bar. It's free. Not many free things in life. Not this almanac either. Go ahead.
Okay. Indiana is a football school.
Wow. Football or basketball school?
Bullshats, man. At this point, they are.
Right. They're a football school.
Isn't that wild? It's kind of crazy, but totally.
Yes. Go ahead, Mikey.
All right. Florida is a basketball school.
Oh boy, if you think I don't follow the NBA, I really don't follow college basketball, so I have no idea.
Okay. So we'll just say bullshits.
Yes. Do you have any more for him?
All right, last one. Stugotz kind of alluded to this earlier. Caleb Williams will be the best quarterback in the NFL one day.
I'm going to say no, Schatz. I don't think he's going to be that good, but I think he can be like 4th or 5th.
All right.
Okay.
No Schatz or bullshats. Tyler Shuck is going to be better than people expect.
Whatever is the middle ground, I'll take. I don't know.
Middle Schatz.
I'm not that high on him.
Yes.
I'm not that high on him, but I don't
Solid
think
Schatz.
Right. All right. No Schatz or bullshats. Tua will have a kind of career resurgence in Atlanta.
bullshats if you're playing fantasy, no shats if you're playing real football.
So we'll put up
Got
the
that,
numbers, and it won't result in wins. Okay. All right, Aaron, we appreciate it. Check out his almanac. It's fantastic stuff, and we'll get you ready for the football season. FTNFantasy.com/almanac is where you can purchase it. Aaron, anything you want to say about it before we let you go here? We appreciate the time as always, sir.
Yeah, man, folks will love it. And there is a sample chapter. So if you go to ftnfantasy.com/almanac, you can read the sample chapter and get an idea of what you're purchasing. There's also a physical book on Amazon if you search for FTN Football Almanac 2026. It's got Jackson Smith-Njigba on the cover.
All right, you are wonderful, my friend. Your work is fantastic, and we appreciate the time as always. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, my good man. Always good to be on.
All right, we'll talk soon. Our thanks to Aaron Schatz and Terrell Davis. Mikey, football, it's here. Training camp opens up. I know. You're so excited. Look at you. But let's talk baseball. Taylor is still following the baseball season. I will follow it again once we reach the postseason. But you are upset before we get to this list, the 100greatest.com, the top 100 baseball players, according to a guy named Jake. Taylor, you're upset about a Yankee report. Is that accurate?
Yeah, so injuries right now are really starting to mount up for this Yankee team. Cody Bellinger's out for 4 to 6 weeks now with a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
I think you could actually make a case for Aaron Boone to be the manager of the year when you look at the time Bellinger's missed, the time Judge's missed, and the time Stanton's missed. Those three. But that's a topic for another day.
Right.
The report that I was mad at.
Yes.
This comes from Chris Kirschner. The Yankees are likely to add a catcher at the deadline, but it would be surprising if it was for someone at the top of the market because of the team's belief in Austin Wells. Let me remind
Get out of here.
Let me remind everybody,
Right.
Austin Wells is batting 165.
Yes, but they believe in him, and sometimes that's all that matters, you know? I mean,
So the problem I'm having with Austin Wells is the Yankees do have the best pitching staff ERA in baseball.
right.
How much credit does Austin Wells deserve for that? Because he's in the 90th percentile when it comes to framing.
Yes.
He's in the 7th percentile in caught stealing above average. But at the plate, his value to a team is about as bad as you'll ever see from a starting everyday player.
Yes. So what you're saying is he handles the staff well. The staff likes to pitch to him. The staff is doing well. They're having a good year collectively, but the guy is basically an out. So, I mean.
So the staff loves to pitch to him, and every other staff loves to pitch against him.
Loves to pitch to him.
Pitchers just love pitching to him. I mean,
Exactly.
How about that? Doesn't matter what team they're on. That's quite the conundrum you have. An abundance of riches when this is the only issue you have with your Yankee team. And it's interesting because a year ago, you wanted Aaron Boone fired, and now he's the manager of the year.
No, I know. You keep saying I wanted Aaron Boone fired.
You keep saying Boone.
Yeah.
No.
Well, he
Boone,
did. I mean,
Boone is not the problem.
right.
Boone
it's
is
Wells.
Yes, it's Wells. It's Volpe. It's Camille Duvall.
Right.
It's Brian Cashman.
Yes, right. So how do you feel about that? Because you have a guy that the staff loves, that the staff likes to pitch to. He handles the staff well. They have confidence in him, but he's an out. He's an automatic out. He's Israel playing softball. So what do you want to do here? What do you think they should do?
You have to upgrade the catcher position as best as you can. Shea Langoliers goes down, and he was one of the names I preferred. If the Yankees were solid 1 through 8 lineup, I think you could have Austin Wells be the automatic out.
Right.
nobody on this Yankee team really hits that well.
Right.
So you can't have another guy that doesn't hit,
yes,
especially not well.
Right. I hope you get a catcher who all he does is hit, but the pitchers explode. They don't like pitching to him.
I'll take my chances, yeah.
Okay, but you need a bat. You do. You really do. All right, the 100 greatest baseball players of all time, according to a guy named Jake. Check out his website, the100greatest.com. We can't get him on the show. And why would he come on the show? We keep promoting him and his website. Mikey, where'd we leave off here?
We left off with number 74, Jose Altuve, yesterday.
Ridiculous, Altuve.
Cheater.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So give me number 73 here.
Number 73, Adrian Beltre.
Wow. Adrian Beltre, I guess. I mean, compiler a little bit, right?
I think I'd rather have Tony Gwynn.
I think 3,000 hits and 500 homers for Adrian Beltre. Did you just say you'd rather have Tony Gwynn?
Push comes to shove, yeah.
You are going to hate the next one then.
All right, what do you got?
Number 72, our second active player, Mookie Betts.
I mean, he's certainly a top 100 baseball player of all time, right?
Yeah. Ricardo's giving it long thought right now.
Is he? Mm-hmm. Well, tell me when he's done.
Taylor, keep an eye on Ricardo as I read number 71. You ready?
Give it to us.
Number 71, Nolan Ryan.
Wow. He's still in long thought from the last one.
He just shrugged. I have Nolan Ryan, compiler.
Yes. Well,
he never won a Cy Young.
He never did. He pitched, 20-plus years, I think, 300 wins, but he also lost a ton of games as well.
And you would think the amount
a lot of walks.
Yeah, the amount people talk about Nolan Ryan this, Nolan Ryan that. Win a Cy Young one time for me.
Yeah, well, he can't anymore. He's no longer playing. So.
Jacob Mizorowski.
Yeah.
If Jacob Mizorowski is what people want you to think that Nolan Ryan was in the 80s and 90s, I bet.
Yeah. And could Scooble do me a favor and stop telling people he wants to stay in Detroit? No one wants to stay in Detroit less than Tariq Scooble. Enough of him. Anyway, Mikey, last one here for the day.
Number 70, one of my favorites of all time, Roy Halladay.
Wow. Doc. He is deserving. I mean, the Marlins, he pitched a perfect game at Florida Marlins. The Marlins, they think so highly of him. They took his ball and they sold it.